Good evening. We're live here at Portage High School. I'm with our special guest. My name is Doug Nelson from Region Sports. I'm with our special guest tonight, Coach Renee Turpa. Coach is going to get her name tagged to the gymnasium, right? Portage Township Schools. Congrats to their great move of honoring Coach Turpa for all her years of work in the classroom and on that court. And what an honor for you. And tell me, what are some feelings right now?
It's surreal. I mean, when they contacted me, I'm like, "Are you sure you got the right person?" I never in a million years would I have thought that, and it's such an honor. Yeah. I mean, what an honor to be named to a gymnasium. I mean, we did spend a lot of time here, you included, with me, and we had great times, and we had sad times, and we celebrated a lot, and it was just great. It was a great 30 years here at Portage High School.
30 years, time flies.
I know.
Talk to me a little bit about your journey, like how you, as a student athlete yourself, right, in girls sports in high school, and then on to college, and then into your professional period.
Well, actually, I truly lived Title IX. I truly lived it. I went to Ball State to play basketball, and I had to try out just like high school, you know. At that point, you know, we had to buy our own shoes. I think they gave us a jersey, and that's about it. And we drove vans to games. And then my second year, we were actually half scholarship tuition, and we got a set of uniforms. Now, interestingly enough, the uniforms were baby blue. Ball State's colors are red and white, but they use those uniforms for volleyball, basketball, and soccer and softball. My third year, full tuition, home and away uniforms, and we still drove vans, but by the time I was a senior, full ride, we had buses, and it's amazing, the journey from 1974 to 78. It was incredible. And then I had an incredible high school coach. Her name was Lori Weissig. She just passed away last year. She started the special education co-op in Valparaiso, and she was my mentor, and that's how I became a special ed teacher. And I got hired here at Portage High School. 1979 it opened, and I met my husband on the first day in the new teachers meeting. I espied him. He probably didn't pay attention to me, and there was some pursuit. Okay. You know, there was some pursuit on my part, but it worked out. 45 years, it'll be in June.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I volunteered to help Bernie Atkins with basketball. At the time, Juanita Vieira was the JV coach, and when Juanita saw that I had a passion for it, she resigned because she was also a volleyball coach. So that's how I got into basketball.
Okay, great. Yeah. So you've inspired so many young people. I mean, so many,
I hope
including
so.
myself and basically my entire family. So, but,
we did have Don in my class.
Yeah, we had Don, and you were so one of them. I mean, you were, life-changing for all of us. But who were your inspirations? Who helped you get to where you wanted to be?
Well, Lori was a big one, and I was fortunate to be at Valpo High School when it wasn't looked down upon for girls to be in sports. I mean, my friend Linda Hummel, who's with me here, she was on my high school team, and I had a friend Jane who played at Ball State with me, and she's in the Ball State Hall of Fame. So there were a lot of people that had influence on that, and then my mom and dad supported me, and that wasn't a big deal in the 70s to be girls playing sports. So, and of course I wanted to be like my brother, and he was 5 years older than me, so I followed him around a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
You look around the building, I graduated in 92, and you were, helpful in my career and allowed me to tag along and help you guys out. But, and we've not much changed. It's the same cafeterias and same walls. But what are some memories that you have here? I know it's hard. It's like picking your favorite kid.
Right.
What are some fond memories you have here at the high school?
Well, I started the cross-country program in the early 80s. We didn't have a cross-country team, but we had kids that were really good athletes that could run. And so I just said, I'll do it. And they, they didn't pay me, but they came up with a way for us to travel with the boys. And those young ladies, they just thrived. A couple of them actually ran in college. And one in particular, Chris Jensen, who's now Chris Valentine, she was MVP in cross country her senior year, DAC MVP in cross country, basketball, and track. So that was a fond memory from way back. And of course, my teams throughout the years were just great fun and huge supporters of not just basketball and other sports, but they also, a lot of them were peer tutors for me in my classroom and in adaptive PE class. And they showed a lot of compassion for my kids.
Right.
That was great.
And you learn more by that position probably than any classroom or sport you could do.
Well, and a lot of them became educators too.
Correct.
I mean, even in the Portage system and beyond.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you talked about how you lived Title IX, and even here at the high school early on. What were some of the challenges you faced? Getting for girls sports. Sure. And not only in the region or at the high school here, but in the state. You're also involved at the state. Talk about that a little bit. You're not being. I can brag on her. I've known her forever, but she won't say it. But talk about some of the stuff you do with the state.
Well, I got involved with the state by Bernie Atkins, my predecessor. She actually nominated me to be a part of the ICGSA, and I wasn't really happy about it, but it ended up to be almost like a huge career change for me, because now I'm the assistant director of the Indiana basketball coaches, and I'm also on the board of directors for the National High School basketball coaches. And in each of those roles, the one thing they wanted me to do was involve more women. And so with the national coaches, they sent me to the Final Four to connect with the WBCA, which is the Women's College Coaches Association. And we did that several years ago. I was just lucky enough to put my name out there enough that they contacted me, and then I became involved with them as well. So I've worked a couple Final Fours. Probably one of my favorite Final Fours that I worked was the one Caitlin Clark was in. Wow. And I'm going to turn my back for a minute, because when I got interviewed by BSN at that Final Four, they gave me a shirt that had this saying on it: "Girls who play sports become women who lead." So I thought, that is an inspiration right there. And I told BSN then, you need to sell this, because you're right. This is what happens. And look at the people that are women in leadership roles. Almost 100% of them played a sport. Right.
And I think of just top of my head, some of the people here at school. Think of Amanda Autry, started her own business.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So many people that you've inspired to do that kind of, and take that risk. Sure. I mean, I remember some of the battles we faced, even when I was here with you, just getting kind of not equal, but close to equal opportunities as the boys.
Yeah, the pay certainly wasn't for a long time. And then, of course, getting the main gym to practice, sometimes you're fighting for that. And just fighting for those little things. But I was so thankful for what I got that maybe I didn't fight hard enough sometimes, because I certainly appreciated what I had because of where I started.
Right.
And that's interesting that you say that, because Muffet McGraw, you and I met her together. She's become a friend of mine, and she is a little older than me, but she and I often have that conversation. Like, I have to remember that we still need to fight for it. Right. We still need to fight for a lot of things, but we're so thankful because of where we started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it means more to you guys.
Right.
Because you were there as a pioneer in the beginning.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. Every time I go to any of those events, I'm just in awe. I just, people, kids today expect it, but I'm like, isn't this cool?
Yeah.
I just stood next to Muffet McGraw on television. Who gets to do that?
Yeah.
So
it's funny the people that you meet that along the way, and you introduced me to so many people, and going down to those meetings and just rubbing elbows with those guys down at the clinics. And
absolutely.
That inspired me to be where I'm at today as a teacher and coach. Well, you want to step in? We got
oh my gosh,
Mr. Raleigh going to join us here tonight. He's going to be on the broadcast with us. But he's also a Portage grad, and Coach Turpa. You have any questions or comments here for Coach Turpa?
Well, Coach Turpa gave me my first basketball coaching job in 1990 when I was a 19-year-old idiot, and she hired me to work at Fagley.
Middle school, right.
But I was thinking about today about Valparaiso Gym against North Judson, Debbie Bowling.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Was that 1988?
Yes.
Carrie Springman. Who else we have? Dawn Beta, Tracy Schultz,
Wendy Stanley,
Stacy
Sheriff. Yep.
Thinking about how fun that was, and it seems like here at Portage, there's been so many times where a longtime head coach is there and gets out, and their assistant takes over and becomes a head coach, and right off the bat wins a sectional. And so that was
that was really cool. Yeah. That was really cool. But that was era where you had to win 3 games in the sectional, 2 games in the regional, 2 games in the semi-state to get to the state and play 2 games.
Right.
So we got to the regional final, which was really incredible for us. And we didn't get back for a while because there were some really, really good coaches in the Duneland Conference and very successful ones.
And I feel like at that time here it was that the late 80s going into 90s was a special time here. There were so many great people in the gamut of sports.
Yeah.
Right.
It was, as a student here, you if you did something wrong, you couldn't hide because every coach lived here and their wives worked here and their kids worked here. And it was, Coach Kirby. I know
yes,
you
absolutely.
had a great relationship
Hopefully
with,
he's coming tonight.
And all those guys. It was a neat time at Portage.
Well, my husband, taught. I taught special education, so I wasn't in the regular ed classrooms. But I could report to watch a certain person, and he would report back to me.
Guys my age are still afraid of him.
He's going to the weight room.
Yeah.
He'd be curling weights in the weight room, and our baseball guys would just kind of like go to the other room. We don't belong here.
I think at that time, Dusty was such a big presence.
Oh, absolutely.
For the place that
absolutely.
People wanted to be here. It was and when you're a kid, you don't know, right? When
sure.
You're 17, you don't know what's going on. But as you get older and look back, it was a special place.
You don't know how special it was until you're gone, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, that was an incredible time to be a teacher here. We had great leaders.
Sure.
Dusty, Les, Larry, to just name a few. I mean, we had so many incredible teachers and just people that wanted to do good things for kids.
Is this weird for you?
Really strange.
We were talking earlier today, and I go, I bet if I know her, she's more embarrassed and doesn't.
Pretty much. It's like, okay, how much longer is this interview going to take?
Yeah. So just a couple more questions.
Okay.
We'll get you out of here. I know you got a lot of hugs, like I said.
Okay.
So let's talk basketball a little bit.
Okay.
From the 70s when you first started to now, are you happy with the way things are evolving? I'm talking about on the court.
Okay. Oh my gosh, basketball is so much fun. But now it started with the 3-point shot, and they changed I was coaching varsity when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
My first year of varsity, or second year, the ball got smaller.
Second year.
The second year, and then they put the 3-point shot in, and it's opened the game up. It used to be a back to the basket post type of game, big man's game,
kind of a half court game.
Big, slow. In fact, little known fact, maybe you don't know this, but the first group of people that had the 30-second shot clock was college women. When I played in college in the 70s, we had a 30-second shot clock. And the reason why they did that is they wanted to speed up the game. They thought it was too slow and boring.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the 30-second shot clock. But we still had the men's ball. So it was still difficult to shoot, a perimeter shot with that ball.
Yeah.
And it makes a huge difference. I love the game in high school. I'm still coaching at Marquette Catholic, and we play in the regional tomorrow.
Yep.
It was so fun because we had 6 kids that graduated last year, and they were all tall.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're all guards. So it is a hugely different game from one year to the next. And I love it. I love to be able to adapt and make changes. I think one of my strengths, is to be able to hone in on, details.
Sure.
And I'm able to do that because I don't have to stand up and be the head coach. Mm-hmm. I can sit and go, Susie is stepping wrong and she's doing this, or she's hugging her player. So that's really fun. So we're excited about it.
And that was my next question. What you're doing now? I know you do some work at BU.
I actually broadcast, Doug. I know that's hard to believe.
Why is that hard to believe?
It's hard to believe for me too. It's really fun. I broadcast women's volleyball and women's basketball at BU. The funny thing is, basketball, everybody wants my job because they all think they can call a basketball game. And they called me to ask if I want to do volleyball. And I'm like, I don't know anything about volleyball. And they're like, well, you're the best opportunity we have that's on staff. And I said, okay. And then I'm very good friends with the volleyball coach. And I sat down with her and I watched some tape, and now I love it. I love calling volleyball almost more than basketball because here's why. If volleyball is a blowout, it's over in 3.
Yeah.
If basketball is a blowout, you're still calling a game, and it's 40.
Well, thank goodness they're running
game.
clock in high school anyway.
Yeah. Well, they don't have that in college.
Right.
So Yeah. So yeah, I do that and coach a little bit. So retirement never happened to me.
I was going to say, you don't sit still. I've known that about Renee Turpa. Well, hey, congratulations. Enjoy the night. You know we love you. So well deserved, and we appreciate everything you've done for us, and of course you're at Portage High School. So
thanks you very much.
Coach Turpa, Portage High School. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. The Right Group, the right way to buy and sell real estate. Mark Macknick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from Portage High School as the Region Sports Network presents live video coverage of Indiana High School boys basketball as the Chesterton Trojans take on the home team Portage Indians. I'm Doug Nelson, and I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's action. And joining me with the color analysis is Coach Wally McCormick. Good evening, Coach. How are we doing?
I'm good. Great. Excited to be here. It's a big night. Big night for the Portage people as with the dedication and stuff going on tonight. Should be a great game. Both teams are down with some injuries, but they both sit here at 4-1 in the Duneland Conference fighting for second place. And last few years this has been a big one, and I have no reason to believe it won't be tonight.
Yeah, I think we have two teams that are getting ready for sectional play here coming up soon, and being in the same sectional, I think it's a very competitive sectional this year, Wally. I think any of the teams can win it. You know, we had Hobart beat Valpo last week, so anything's possible, you know, at this point in the season. You just got to get healthy and stay healthy, right?
Yeah, and tonight should be an interesting one because there's such a drastic difference in style between the way Portage plays and Chesterton does.
Yeah.
You know, Portage is going to switch up defenses and run around and trap all over the place and try to turn it into a track meet, and they've been really good at it so far this season. They're 16-2 right now. They've lost their last two games, but to two very good teams. Chesterton's a little more methodical, runs a little more sets. Chesterton's got a significant height advantage. I would say Portage has got a significant athleticism and quickness advantage, so something's got to give.
Yeah, and you know, then you talk about the chess match of what the coaches are going to do, and you know how you're going to adjust to, as you mentioned, the personnel that are not here tonight. So
yeah.
you know,
and I think, you know, football's different because in football we trade every film with everybody. Basketball guys sometimes think they're sneaky and they invented stuff, so who knows who's going to do what. You know, This whole season Portage has basically played three different defenses, and that's what they're going to do. That's who they are. That's their identity this year. And for them, Coach Klaus has done with the graduation losses that they had last year, I'm sure there were a whole lot of people looking from the outside that said this Portage team's going to be down. It's going to be a rebuilding year. They were 16-0 at one point. Right now they're sitting at 16-2, and I'm guessing there's a whole lot of teams in Indiana that would much rather be 16-2 than what they're sitting at right now.
Yeah, especially with a group of underclassmen, and we're going to get to that personnel here in a minute. Our Friday night forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast is it's a balmy 45 degrees out there, Wally. Get out you're a guy that's always been on the sideline with shorts, so enjoy that.
I've grown out of that.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's our Friday night forecast brought to you by Economy Heating and Cooling.
It's a balmy 80 in here.
Yeah, and it's only going to get warmer. We're going to be right back here. We're going to take a break. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 1998, customers have enjoyed Chicago dogs, Italian beef, burgers, Polish, and of course the gyros, all from the original George's Gyro Spot in Chesterton. Located at 325 North Calumet Road, George's Gyro Spot prides itself on fast, friendly service at affordable prices. Open 7 days a week, George's Gyro Spot offers dine-in or carry-out. To place an order, call 219-926-5435 or go to georgesgyrospot.com to check out their menu and to place your online order. The original George's Gyro Spot.
Have you heard? Stratton Manteau was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratton Manteau.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back here from Portage High School on Region Sports Network. We're going to look at our starting lineups here, Wally, and we'll start with Chesterton, led by Logan Picorni at about 15 points a game, and Jalen Watts at about 11 points a game, but they're pretty rounded, and they got a lot of balance.
Yeah, Logan's been starting for 4 years. Jalen's been playing for 3. and those two are, nobody on this team plays like they need to score. So balance is definitely one of those things. I think, at guard-wise, Chesterton's without T.J. Ray, who appears to be homesick, which he's started a lot of games for him in the last couple of years, which really, Malachi Ransom, who's been the first guard off the bench all year, I would assume that he'll just move into the starting spot, and he gives him a little different element. He's a little quicker off the dribble. He's more of a penetrator. Does a lot of good. Does a nice job getting into the middle of the lane and dishing to people that are open. To me, the key for Chesterton tonight is, can these guards handle the pressure and the trapping? But the bigs need to take advantage of the size advantage that Chesterton does have.
Yeah, and as you talk, we'll talk about it here in a minute. But sometimes Portage makes that difficult. And like I told you early on, what I've always been impressed with Chesterton was how hard they work and the physicality that they play with. I think that we consider that free throw lane kind of like trenches in football. That's where the game is won or lost. They thump people. They don't. A cutter doesn't go through there without Chesterton getting a shot to the chest. So, I just love watching that play. Maybe beneath the volleyball line, the baseline in the lane there, and see how physical both teams play.
Well, I think for Chesterton, Bradley Basilla, 6'7" sophomore. His game has improved a ton from his freshman year to this year. And even late in the season, last week against Penn, he was ultra aggressive with the ball early in the first half and really did a nice job. Chesterton plays three bigs, two at a time, and they got one Gunnerello that comes off the bench. Caden Schneider, 6'8". He's more of a three-point shooter than like a post-up kind of guy.
Yeah.
The difficult part about playing bigs against Portage is they play five guards. So those bigs are going to have to guard somebody on this end, and that's an athleticism nightmare for those big kids. So my guess is Chesterton's going to play with one, but there'll be times when they got two bigs on the floor at a time.
Right. And now, real quick, let's take a look at those Portage Indians, 16-2, led by Coach Klaus. They're really tough to beat here at home. I think they've won like 25 in a row here at home or something, and the crowd's filling up on this special night for Coach Turpa, but Coach Klaus is doing a great job. And, we know they're down a guy. They're a little shorthanded, but, it all starts with Bryce Kobe, and their guard play and the chaos they cause with the defense. What do you think?
Well, and obviously they're Carter Kobe, their leading scorer, who's scoring about 20 points a game and just does so much for him. Sustained an ankle injury last week against South Bend Adams, and he's going to be out for the foreseeable future. So Bryce Kobe is the probably the main guy, but they get Mikey Rivera does a lot of good things for him in the press. Dennis Moran's had games where he scored 12, 15 points a game. So for Portage, Carter Kobe has been the one guy that scored all the points, and the rest of the guys have kind of rotated where it's a different guy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Josiah Brown's the three-point shooter. And I've seen him get hot in spurts and hit 3-4 in a quarter. So Portage gets all their offense off their defense. So if they're able to turn you over, they don't shoot anything but layups. It doesn't matter what their outside shooting are like or if they have big men, because they've learned how to play without them.
Yeah, and I really like Dennis Moran's game. He's a real physical guy. He doesn't look it, but he's stronger than he looks, and he makes a lot of things happen. He can score around the rim, and he can also score from the perimeter. So we'll see where those, I don't think you make up 20 points a game, but we'll see how they can maybe control the pace or something and see how they can, like I said, the chess match between Coach Urban and Klaus, and see how that develops as the night goes on.
Well, and both of them, I think, are great defensive coaches. This year, the job that the Portage staff has done, their defense has been amazing the entire season, and that's something that's been kind of a trademark of Chesterton. They're going to sit in the half court, they're going to play man-to-man, and it doesn't matter who they're playing, they're going to bend down, smack the floor, and play man. So it is, I don't know, it's one of them games where it wouldn't surprise me if both teams were in the 70s, and it wouldn't surprise me if both teams were in the 30s.
Yeah, again, Portage comes in ranked third, I think, in scoring here in Indiana, at about 73 points a game. But, again, you can't always win by the grand slam. You got to find other ways to win sometimes.
Yeah, I look for Bryce to take on a little more of a scoring load now with his brother not here, and he's Portage is a really unselfish team as well. There's nobody on that team that plays like they feel like they need to score. They just kind of take what comes to them.
Yeah. I think sometimes when they are struggling offensively, they try to do too much one-on-one.
Yep.
A lot of they kind of get a little stagnant. As long as they continue to keep moving and slashing, they're pretty hard to guard. Like you said, get chased by those big guys from Chesterton.
Well, and I think, for them, Portage has struggled in the half court. And that's crazy to say about a team that's 16-2, but they're not great offensively in the half court. The guy that does have the ability to break you down off the dribble and get to the rim is Carter Colby.
Yeah.
And Bryce has got a little bit of that too. He does a nice job. He's got good body control, hangs in the air, and gets to the free throw line a lot. So,
yeah, we'll see how that develops. And again, I think it's going to be interesting to see the physicality of Chesterton when those guys do go drive, if they can get through people. And sometimes sometimes I think the Portage guards avoid contact as opposed to going through it.
Yeah, and they're philosophically they're a little bit different. Portage goes for a lot more steals and a lot more tap behinds, where Chesterton's more of a kind of contain you and both teams play good help side defense. Portage does a great job of playing the passing lane. So if you're a fan of defense, which
could be a fun night.
Yeah.
At this time, we'll take a quick break here to recognize our country with the playing of our national anthem. Another great rendition. Portage pep band, one of the best around.
Yeah, it's a great gym for it.
Yeah.
When they get them up, it makes them louder.
Yeah, they get them, shoot them out of that. It's almost like a concert orchestra stage or something was shooting out of there. But they do a great job and worth the price of admission. Now our starting lineups, first for the Chesterton Trojans. Starting number 5, Logan Corney, senior, 6'4" guard.
He'll be going
Go ahead.
He'll be going to play at Taylor University next year.
Nice. Number 12, Malachi Ransom, junior, 6 foot. Number 14, Jalen Watts, a senior, 6'2". I like his game a lot.
Yeah, then they're too big, so they're starting both of them, Bradley and Caden.
Yeah, number 22, Bradley Basila, sophomore, and number 45, Caden Schneider, senior.
Caden's listed at 6'8", but he's a really good three-point shooter. Now, when he's getting guarded by a big, that's a problem because bigs don't want to come out and guard the arc.
Yeah.
Today he's going to be getting guarded by somebody that's 6 foot who's got no problem going out there.
Right, and maybe we'll see if he can elevate and shoot right over him, huh? Starting for Portage, number 0, Michael Rivera, 5'9" guard, sophomore.
He's tough. He's the Energizer Bunny for the front of the press for Portage.
He can handle it. Number 21, Emile Cameron, 6'3" guard, a junior.
Gives him a little rebounding, gives him a little in the paint presence. He's long, but he gets off the floor good.
He is long. I like number 3, next Dennis Moran, the third, 6'2" junior guard. Like I said, I really love his game. Followed him for a while. Number 13, Josiah Brown, the shooter, 5'10" junior. And number 24, Bryce Kobe, 6'3" guard, only a sophomore. The thing I like about this roster as well, again, not one senior on the roster.
Yeah, and between the two of them, between the two teams, there's 3 seniors.
Yeah.
Which is crazy in its own right. We had Michigan City the other night. They got 13 guys on the roster. 10 of them were seniors.
Yeah. That's going to be a long senior night. One of the
it'll be
coach's
like a
nightmare.
Football senior night.
Yeah. They'll probably recognize the cheerleaders and the band that night. Chesterton comes out with the tip. Malachi Ransom playing on top. Little set play. Ball to the wing. I've always been impressed with Chesterton's movement off the ball. They're going to go 4 out. You see they're posting up.
Yeah.
Basila, but
Chesterton runs a lot of dribble handoffs and a lot of ball screens where they try to get big on little.
Corner 3 for Watts is good. Nice patience, you said, about 30-second possession. Out of bounds. That Portage or Chesterton defense is already causing trouble. Again, I'm going to say that 1,000 times tonight, Wally, is the physicality. You know, how even on everything, on the basketball, in the help, in the post. I think that means a lot.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of times, in all these Duneland Conference games, the officiating makes a difference.
Agreed.
And you see one of the things Coach Klaus has probably emphasized this week is we're going to need to take some charges on these big guys because we can't make ourselves taller, so let's get them in foul trouble and get them off the floor.
Yep. Put back by Caden Schneider. Basila caught it in that dunker spot and attacked the rim. It's that 4-out look. Portage here working on the perimeter. Coach Klaus is already a little frustrated, but movement, again, off the ball is what I look for with this Indian team.
Yeah,
reverse to the right side.
They run this little wave look continuity where they get the diagonal with the down screen behind it.
Yeah. It's kind of it's a little flexy look. Nice curl cut there by Moran.
That's a good read, too. And a great pass.
Nice catch pass.
You know, at the end of the day, if Portage can be patient like that when they have to play half-court offense, that's it. Nobody wants to play defense for 45 seconds.
No way. And we'll talk about the shot clock a little bit later if you like. But shot the corner 3, short. Colby with the rebound. Up to Rivera. Yeah, like you said, I'm sure with Colby being out. Wing 3 for Bryce Colby. Short, rebound Schneider.
Well, and so far, Portage hasn't trapped.
There's your high-low look.
Yep.
And that was a good job working early by Basila, getting that spot in and sealing early.
Yeah, and a good look by Caden Schneider, who's, at 6'8", he's looking over the top of whoever who's ever guarding him.
Yeah, too much dribbling there by the Indians. Yes, that's the high-low thing. You can't teach size. There's not much you can do about that.
And Chesterton all year has been a team that has relied a whole lot on three-point shooting. And, they're coming in right now. Cooper Hewig, he's a sophomore. He's a really good outside shooter. His minutes have gone up and up as the season has gone on.
Yeah. With Ray not here tonight, he's going to probably get the
Here you get it again.
There's a high-low look.
Well, if you're Coach Urban, you think you found something, they're going to run it to do something different.
So you can run it different, right? One of the best ways I've figured out how to stop that high-low, you got to put a lot of ball pressure on top. You got to get in that passer's bit and, make him uncomfortable.
Yeah, and kind of the trick bag that you have here against Chesterton is because they have a pretty good perimeter shooting team, it's hard to leave those guys on the arc.
Right.
I mean, you got to pick your poison on what you feel like dealing with.
Yeah. There's that little diagonal cut here for Portage in the right wing to Brown. Brown penetrate lane. Nice little head fake. Nice job working off 2 feet there, Josiah Brown.
And you know how that is. Anytime you get the ball into the middle of the lane on offense, you're in good shape.
You're in great shape. Nice back cut. Yeah, Coach Urban runs really good transition and then secondary transition looks. They got a lot of different looks off the back cutter. They run some stagger screen weak side and great cut and pass there.
And that's one of the things that they've done a really good job this season with all the dribble handoffs they do is reading defenders. And when defenders go underneath those dribble handoffs, Logan Picorni's been just stepping back and burying threes on people. It's a tough ask, and that dribble handoff has become such a big part of everybody's game the last few years.
Right. We ran that, and the problem we ran into was we were getting blitzed.
Yep.
They would trap that handoff, and we just we didn't handle that very well, but we'll continue to work on that. Chesterton splits at the free throw line. Brown bring. Oh, nice cut. Nice look. Little set play there, and little Iverson action.
Yeah. Herb can't be happy about that. Give it to him.
Yeah, you gotta come from help, and when you come from help, you gotta come and just go wall up. Again, though, that's you're losing a fighting battle there. That's going to be tough night all night.
Yeah. So the foul on Josiah Brown, and the difficult thing that Portage has played pretty much a 7-man bench, maybe 8,
right?
But 7 or 8, you take Kobe out of the equation for being hurt, so now they're down to they're playing 6 guys. So the foul situation could be difficult or interesting.
Yeah. Number 1, Tommy Cospade enters the lineup. Yeah, you can see Brown tried to muscle him up there, and the physicalness of Chesterton is just hard to compete with.
Yeah, and Gunnerello has been getting better and better as the season goes on. And, one of the things that I think Urban's done this year that is nice is he's played all these young kids, and that's just horrible help side defense.
Yeah.
But he's played a lot of these young kids so that the Tommy Cospade and Hewig, they've got a lot of minutes this season, so it's not like they're young anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't go by grade anymore. You go by minutes and experience. Game time minutes.
Yeah, so many kids are playing so much AAU that they're way ahead of in basketball years of some people in the generations before.
Now you got kids reclassing too.
Yeah.
First one knocked down. Cameron makes both there for Portage, keeps it 10-8 ball game. 3:50 left to go here in the first quarter. Nice, here's a high-low look. And down in the post, nice little double kick opposite. Nice ball movement there by Chesterton. Rebound for Rivera. Back to Rivera, dribbling up. You're going to slow down the pace as you're talking about. I think that's what you're going to see.
Yeah, and I don't, if you're Chesterton, you're happy, right? You want to sit here and play your half-court defense.
Sure.
I will say this. For Portage as a team that doesn't play and hasn't played really well in their half-court offense, they've been great so far in this quarter.
Well, again, as you talked about, these two coaches have great set plays. And they've scouted each other, so they know who's going to switch. They know who's going to stay, flare, whatever. But, Coach Klaus knows that happened. That last play happened because of a switch.
Yep.
But Hewig hitting that right wing 3. So that, I know there's a lot of good coaches in the area, but no one preps like these guys. They're pretty good. Nice little back cut. They're going 5 out now, kind of open post. See, that's not a shot Coach Klaus likes.
Off of one pass.
And 1 pass 3. You can get that any time. Hewig's got the lefty jumper. I bet you're like me. You love the lefty jumper.
I do.
The Brian Evans jumper. Board for Kobe. Calbert Cheney, huh? Bryce, drive, finish in the lane. Coast-to-coast drive. Coach Urban can't be happy. You got to stop the basketball somewhere.
No, and a 30 or a full here. What do they got?
We'll see.
Must be a 30. They're all standing.
Uh-huh. Yeah. A note to our Chesterton viewers, Georgia's original gyro spot. Gyro or gyro? Well,
I'm from Portage. We say gyro, but everybody else says Euros.
Okay, Euros. Georgia's Euro spot is presenting RSN Game Night coverage of tonight's Chesterton game right here on the Region Sports Network. I'm a fan.
Oh, have you ever been there?
Oh.
And that guy's amazing.
Oh, yeah. How much he does for your athletic department?
Yeah, he does. All the pancake breakfast for every sport. He's those people there are amazing. Great partners with Chesterton High School. And
got to have that in your community, right? Some support.
That's Portage giving a little full court pressure now.
Yeah, just give them something to look at. They're going to clear out.
And this is when Portage likes to come and jump. So they play a couple of different looks.
You took a charge. There's your charge you're looking for.
That's a big one, too, because it takes away a 3.
That was on Ransom. Ransom a little out of control. You got a jump stop there, play under control. But I think that was a great job by Josiah Brown. Like you mentioned earlier, that's a big part of Portage's game plan.
Well, and that's what I've seen Portage play maybe 6 times this year, and in every game he's taken a charge, and he tries to take a bunch more.
Right.
So much not more now. The emphasis for people is learn to play off 2 feet, jump stop off 2. And then you got some options to do. And
yeah, well, Portage is running that 5-out look. They could run this. They could run this for the rest of the quarter, but they don't. But they're that patient. You got to be patient with the basketball and understand your personnel. Little errant pass here. Picorni right wing up to Ransom.
Working hard in the post.
Yeah, you got to feed him. If he's working the hard down there, you got to feed him, right?
Yeah, and at this, Portage is extremely quick defensively, and when they can prevent you from dribble penetrating and make you a three-point shooting team, some days you make them, some days you don't.
Sure, you'll take. And if you're
Portage, you like that,
you'll
right?
take that. You'll
Shoot
take
threes
those
every
odds.
time.
Yeah.
There we go. Maybe that Iverson look again.
A little different Iverson look.
Yeah, going the other way.
Maybe they left a little early. P.J. Brown. Bryce Kobe running that. You got to be patient here. Running that slasher offense. Moran on top. They're trying to get that dribble penetration. Chesterton doing a really good job of keeping the ball in front of him.
Yeah, and the beauty of this is if you're Portage is shredding a minute right now, but
yeah.
Chesterton runs the same exact thing.
Right, but you talked about it. You can't let them penetrate between the elbows.
Nope.
You can't help from there, so there's that stagger away. Might have been a travel, yeah. Portage gets the ball, about 45 seconds to go here left in the first quarter with a 1-point lead, 14-13.
Yeah, and if you're Portage, you're happy.
They'll take it. Right? They're going to run another horns look. Again, that might take this to a 5-out offense that they run. Be patient, take the last shot.
Well, and one of the things that I think is, Chesterton's trying to jump out in the passing lanes, and Portage has done a good job of sticking their foot in the ground and back cutting.
Right.
That if Chesterton switches the perspective of, well, that's fine, let's let them catch it and reverse it and make them shoot threes.
Right. I think that one there was just kind of some poor spacing. The wing to corner pass was way too close.
Chesterton's got two bigs in the game, but they don't play two bigs in the post.
Nice little handoff play, nice set play for Picorni in the three.
And he's one of those guys, when he gets hot, he scores in bunches. We saw him against Andrean a week or so ago, hit 5 threes in the first quarter. Nice read, great pass by Cameron.
Well, here we are, just like we thought, another Chesterton Portage battle, 16-16 at the end of one. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship.
Welcome back here to Region Sports Network. Portage starts out second quarter. Nice little backdoor play that was well guarded. Moran left right corner, missed, short. Chesterton brings it back up the right sideline.
Good job.
Brown with the board.
Bryce Kobe, he did a nice job of getting his feet set there and kind of made Jalen readjust his shot a little bit. And he missed it.
Mm-hmm. Moran short from the right wing. Loose ball on the ground. Good hustle by both teams. Beat Chesterton basketball.
It cracks me up. Everybody gets all worked up. It's two guys going on after the ball on the floor. It's really not that. It's not that big of a deal.
No, it's really not. Too many YouTube clips. You don't want to be in that clip.
That's true.
Hewig brings the ball up, right wing. There's that high-low look you're talking about. He's got the seal.
Yeah, that's where when they run the high-low, you're going to have to guard Schneider. Now, like Coach Klaus is saying, hey, if Schneider sits out there and hits threes all day, God bless him, but you got to give up something.
Yeah, that was too open there, though. That's your dilemma if you're Coach Klaus.
Here it comes again. Oh, didn't even look at him.
McCorney penetrate, little hesitation dribble.
Yeah, nice change of speeds.
Yep. Right between the middle, though. Again, either attack between those elbows. That's hard to guard. Rebound, Chesterton. Pushing the ball to the floor. Hewig to Picorni. Oh, nice bounce pass.
No.
But the miss.
Yeah, you got to
finish that.
You got to finish that.
Basilla's got to go strong.
Probably on the same side that he caught it instead of coming back underneath.
Yeah.
I think he wanted a dunk, but somebody got in his way. And
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking you got to go up there and tear the rim down. Brown, right wing, miss. Levitin by the three right now, Wally.
Yeah.
Reverse to the left side. They run a little high-low stagger. Stripped. There's that help side defense. Stripped by Brown. Nice look to Kobe for the two. 21-18, Chesterton.
And P.J. Brown's 6'2", so he's a little taller, and he did a great job of helping off of Jalen Watts. And when you're trying to seal him and throw it over the top, that help side defender's got the ability to come there and get inside of it.
Yep. McCorney go from the three. That's a look they run for a post clear out. I thought the ball was going inside there, Wally.
Yeah, me too.
Brown, nice bounce pass.
And right now you had miscommunication on Chesterton guys looking at each other. Hey, what are you doing trapping out here? We weren't.
Yeah, there's a little confusion on the ball screen defense. I've noticed that a couple times. Switching, staying. You got to communicate early.
Yeah, and I know they play it a couple different ways depending on what spot on the floor it happens, but
sure.
That requires everybody to be on the same page.
Put back. Basilla, I like his game, huh?
Yeah, he's only a sophomore.
He can put some muscle on.
I think as he gets older, he'll play more and more on the perimeter because
Moran top, in and out. Rebound.
Watts picking up a couple rebounds.
Yeah,
here.
no kidding. It helps when he gets the board. Hewig, right wing. Basilla with the offensive rebound brings it down. That's not what you want to do.
No, and
he's out of bounds.
You have a gift. Your gift is that you're 6'7". When you bring the ball down by your knees, you're just giving away the gift.
Yeah. You got to be strong with it. Chin it. Portage basketball. 4:31 left here in the second.
Chesterton making another kind of mass substitution with Tommy Paulus and Gunnerello coming back in for Schneider and Picorni.
Does Zello play football for you guys?
He does not.
He should.
He plays baseball and he plays basketball, obviously.
He's a good defensive end.
I agree. We'll take him right now.
What a big kid. He's thick. Right side Rivera to Kobe.
He's got a great attitude and a great demeanor about him. He just plays real hard. He kind of understands his role and understands his skill set, and he stays within it.
Take a bunch of guys like that, won't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right wing, three, Brown, short. Ello's your rebound. Pushing the ball up the floor. Nice finish, or almost finish there. Ello. Kick out.
Good contest. Made him shoot it with his left. That's fake. Yeah, he kind of leaned into that one.
Yeah, it's kind of sliding sideways. Now you have the whole, I sometimes get confused. They call it legal guarding position, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Legal guarding position, but then if you give up that legal guarding position, that's how you get that block call. But Coach Klaus would call a 30-second timeout. 3:50 here to go in the second. Chesterton 25, Portage 20. Just talk and see how you want to handle the second half of the second quarter. But pretty clean game so far, right? I mean, not too many fouls.
No, shoot. I think what do we have? 2 in the first quarter. No, we got nobody's in foul trouble with that, which that's good because we've seen our share of games this winter where teams' better players are sitting for 2 quarters and 3 quarters.
Yeah. Talk about we got good officiating crew. We got Louis Roldan, Clem Hollingsworth, and John Van Wagner. Good crew, experienced crew.
Well, Van Wagner started officiating when they played and they shot the ball in the peach basket. I mean, he's been around a little bit. John has, and I think he lives in Indy and comes all the way up here for this game.
I've heard that, yeah, but probably had every joint on his body replaced.
He has. Legend softball player.
That's what I was told. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just ask him. Watts knocks it down, makes it 26-20. Portage, I keep thinking this, that Portage's got to be careful not to let it slip away. You got to stay within reach here. I think that's a holding foul on Ello from behind.
Well, and Ello's looking like he didn't do it. He knows darn well he did it.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where, hey, the guy I'm guarding's quicker than me, so if I can grab a hold of his shirt, we're the same speed. So.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like holding in football, you can call it every time down. And nice little handoff here for Kobe. Good on-ball defense by Picorni.
Yeah, Picorni's way more athletic than people give him credit for being, and it really shows on the defensive end.
Yeah, Rivera's lost a couple of those. Too much dribbling, I think. Feeds the post into Ello. I wonder if they're going to call a flop warning there. Ello with the finish. 8-point lead for Chesterton.
Kobe tried to get one.
Another timeout. Here Coach Klaus.
Looks like full.
And he's a little heated. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Strachan-Manteau was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Strachan-Manteau.
Welcome back here at Portage High School here on Region Sports Network. Some DAC action. Chesterton currently with a 28-20 lead over Portage. About 3:15 left to go here in the second quarter. But as you're talking about, I think as much as offense as Portage got from that defense, I think you gotta roll the dice and maybe go for that a little bit. The run and jump they run is really hard to compete with, and that's what you're good at. You're not playing to your strength right now.
Yeah, and you wonder if, because they're down a guy, are they saying let's see if we can stick with this for a half, and then in the second half come out with and still have fresh legs and get after them.
Right.
I've been really impressed with Portage's conditioning all year.
Right. Well, you got a bunch of guys that play a lot of basketball. Turnover there by Portage. Brown with a loose with the ball. Ello down inside. Nice finish. Weird angle there, but good finish using the backboard.
Yeah, and a great catch.
Yeah. Good pass, that's one of those lost starts of the game, too.
Yeah, and that's a tough angle to hit that. But, that's a bounce pass away from the defender.
Yep. Brown with a miss. Chesterton's got no problem taking the air out of the ball or chucking the first pass three. Moran with the high board. Yeah, that'll find you the bench quickly, I think, for Coach
Possibly.
Urban.
And that's one of those, that's a no, unless you hit it.
Sure.
And then it's good shots.
Yep. Off 2 feet, nice jump stop.
Yeah, that's the lost art right there, I think, is the 15-foot little Isaiah Thomas pull-up jumper.
Intermediate range.
Yeah.
Love it. On the girls' side, that Jessica Carruthers from Crown Point made a name for herself with that shot. Launch it to the Portage student section. Portage student section, you see them if you check it out. I don't know if you got a close-up, but we did hand out some stocking caps over there. A couple guys donning the red RSN stocking caps.
We did. Got a lot of representation from the Portage baseball team cluttering up the front row over there, being a little bit vocal in a rivalry game.
They got some size to those boys. Little horns action here for Portage again. Brown takes it. Ball screen. Oh, nice pass. Catch it cleanly. You got a layup. Turnover. Ello comes up with it. McCorney brings it up. Top of the key. About a minute and a half here left to go before halftime.
3 seconds.
That's the danger of going high-low, huh?
Yeah, and that's it. Bradley was a rim runner, so he was one of the first people down the floor. So he was he thought he had position, and he
Right.
just held it for waiting for the ball to get
And that's
up
why I
there.
said if a guy's open now, you got to feed him. That's the hardest working guy on the court right there. Another horns action here for Portage. Josiah Brown dribbling with the basketball on the right wing. There's that Tennessee cut again.
Yeah.
There's that intermediate. Bryce with the 18-footer, we'll call that, for 2. Bring it back within 6 here. Big stretch here for Portage. Stay within reach, I think.
Yeah, got to cut the 6 right now with 1:03 to go in the half.
You can't. That was a weird trap there, Wally.
Yeah, they're trapped up.
Well, you don't want to usually do that. But
And I've
one pass away.
Yeah,
that was kind of weird.
I've seen them do it where they trap down and trap up, but it's tough to rotate when the ball's thrown to the top of the key. It's difficult to rotate.
And you're leaving a guy that's shooting about 40% from the three-point line, so that's kind of bank shot. We'll take that. Cameron with the bank from the 3. Again, Portage staying within reach. About 30 seconds left to go here before halftime. Coach Urban, I think Portage might come out and trap a little bit here. He only got 1 team foul.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to sit here and hold the ball for 30 yards against this quick, or for 30 seconds. I'm guessing they'll get to about 12, and then they'll initiate something.
They'll run a little back screen or something. For Cornies, you got your shooter. You got Schroeder in the quarter.
Ransom's the penetrator.
There it is. And probably a moving screen, but they didn't call it. Good board there by Brown. At the buzzer at halftime, we have Chesterton 33, Portage 27. Both teams talk it over. We're going to come back with a don't go away. We're going to have a special presentation where they're going to rename the court after Coach Renee Turpa. Couldn't happen to a better person, a better human being. Great coach. So
no, a lot of Portage dignitaries here today with.
Okay, we are going to stay good.
Hall of Fame coach Les Klein. Pete Turpa,
Tom Taylor.
Yeah, Greg Kirby was here today, the longtime Portage boys basketball coach. I think the coolest part about Turpa's, she became the head coach I think when I was a junior, and there's a lot of girls that played for Renee from the 80s that were here. There was a group of about 7 of them with the 1985 and 86 Letterman's jackets on. It was kind of neat today, but shows you the kind of impact she's had on her players and on just Portage High School in general with that such a long career run in the special ed department. She's couldn't happen to a better person.
Yeah, I work with Missy Santana at South Central, and that's Tim Ray's sister.
Yeah.
And Coach Santana would say that she would come to Portage to participate in their open gyms because no one else had it. So let's listen and check in with these guys here.
Some individuals dedicate themselves so fully that the vision that vision and their influence is felt for generations. Tonight, we gather to honor and celebrate Coach Renee Turpa and the legacy and dedication to service that continues to inspire our students, our school, and our community. At this time, I turn the presentation over to Portage High School Athletic Director, Mr. Brent St. Germain.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight as we celebrate not just another game, but a remarkable legacy. Tonight, we honor a true pioneer, a leader, and one of Portage's finest, Renee Turpa. For 32 years, Renee devoted herself to the students of Portage High School, not only in the classroom, where she taught special education and developed the adaptive physical education curriculum, but on the courts and fields as well. She served as the varsity girls basketball coach for 17 seasons and remains one of the winningest coaches in Portage history for any sport. When she wasn't coaching basketball, Coach Turpa also led our cross-country and track programs here at Portage High School. Beyond the wins and losses, Coach Turpa has shaped generations of student athletes with her leadership, her passion, and her unwavering belief in teamwork and integrity. Her influence extended beyond Portage as she served on the board of directors for the NHSBCA, which is the National High School Basketball Coaches Association and the National Organization of Coaches Association Directors. Coach Turpa continued to break barriers for women in high school coaching. In 2021, she became the first female coach in Indiana history inducted into the National High School Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Honor. She continued her coaching journey into her next chapter, helping guide Marquette Catholic to 2 state championships and multiple regional titles. Tonight, we honor her impact, her legacy, and her place in Portage history. It is my privilege to introduce a woman who has changed countless lives, inspired thousands, and now has a place here forever, as our gymnasium will now be known as Renee Turpa Gymnasium. And at this time, it's with great honor, I introduce Coach Turpa.
When I walked in tonight, and I didn't see the gym. I saw 6 a.m. free throws. I saw multiple cross-country routes around Portage. I saw my adaptive PE class. But most of all, I saw the faces that made this place home. And I'm deeply, deeply humbled by the fact that my name is listed aside people, legends like Dusty, who the natatorium is named after, Les, who the football field is named after, and of course Larry Kazman, who the baseball team will be soon named after. They were giants in the community, and when you spend your life in a place like this, you realize that the gym isn't really for sports. It teaches students how to win with grace, how to lose with dignity, and it's where a team becomes family. And for my name to be attached to some space like that is an honor that I will never forget. Portage didn't give me just plaques, they gave me people. My colleagues and assistants are now lifelong friends, and many of them are family to me. My student athletes have become educators, they've become superintendents, they've become doctors, they've become lawyers. They become business owners, and they are extraordinary human beings. Many of them were peer tutors in my classroom and in my adaptive PE class, and they showed compassion that changed lives, including mine. Portage High School's greatest gift might have been my husband, Pete. I met him when Portage High School opened in 1979 with a new teachers meeting. Now, I will say this, that there might have been some pursuit on my part, not on his. But we will celebrate 45 years of marriage in June, and so I think it worked out. One of the opportunities, or many of the opportunities that Portage has afforded me is I was blessed to stay involved in basketball at the state and national levels, and in the athletic department of Valparaiso University. And 10 years I came out of coaching retirement to join the Marquette Blazers staff. And I thank my team for being here. We play in the regional tomorrow, so wish us luck. I didn't get here alone. It takes a village. And I really thank the school board, the administration, and everyone who made this recognition possible. Thank my family for sharing me with others. And to the students and athletes, you are why I showed up every day. You kept me young, well, youngish, and I appreciate that. In conclusion, my hope is that for this gym, for the next 50 years, this gym
remains a place where every student belongs, and where the floors are worn and the crowd is loud, and the spirit of this school remains undefeated. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
Indian fans, on your feet, and give a well-deserved round of applause to Coach Renee Turpa.
Just a real special person, Wally. I know we're both connected with her in some way, but she personally gave me my first coaching job. I spent a couple years on the coaching staff at Valparaiso University. I started over at Willow Creek, and then came up with the same group and coached freshmen, and then was her assistant coach for a handful of years. And just you couldn't ask for a better mentor to learn from basketball, and even more importantly in life. I mean, she just treated people the way you were supposed to be treated.
Everyone, not just the kids that played sports.
And as you mentioned, it has affected my life with my older brother Don. He had spina bifida, so she was very close with all of our family, and my daughter or sister-in-law Carrie played for her and coached with her. So just a lot of she's impacted so many people.
Yeah, to me, it's so cool to see the Brenda Sutherlands, who graduated from here in '85, who was, a Division I player here. And back then, Bernita Atkins was the head coach, and Mrs. Turpa was the JV coach. But her first team, I'm looking down there right now. Carrie Springman was the point guard. Amy Lavenda Wellman was on that team. Linda Tipton was on that team. And then her second year as a head coach, they won the sectional, which was unheard of.
Yeah.
Back then you got to win a 3-game sectional to get to the regional. Won the morning game, and unfortunately, got beat by North Judson, who had an Indiana All-Star on their team. But it was you go a long way, and have to talk to a lot of people to find somebody that has anything negative to say about Miss Turpa.
Right. And again, you've coached forever too. It's not all about the wins and losses.
No.
It's about the lives you impact. And like you said, there's a whole section of people over here just for her tonight. So just.
It's amazing all the people that were down there for the little celebration that they had before the game. And, the Mount Rushmore of Portage coaches was all down there, which is,
right.
It's, Coach Turpa, Pete was a track coach and a football coach here for a long time that was universally scared all of us because he was so big.
He was jacked.
Yeah, he was jacked.
Yeah, he had some biceps.
Either that or he was jacked and wore some size medium T-shirts.
Yeah, his mediums were coming in good.
I prefer to just say yes, sir, and walk away when I talk to him.
Did not make eye contact.
No, he's a special guy. They're amazing, and that's not even scratching the surface.
Yeah.
I mean, the adaptive PE classes and how she ran that program and all the people that affected there. And,
right.
Went over to coach with Coach Kirby, Greg Kirby, who used to be the boys coach here when he became the girls coach at Valpo. And you can see, I think the best part about it today is all those Marquette's here.
Yeah.
The Marquette kids are here. They have nothing to do with this other than come support the coach that they love. And so that's good stuff.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And kudos to Portage for doing it. Right? It's a risk to take. I don't mean to follow what's wrong with what she said, but to name it after a woman. There's 100 people that could be named after, right? I mean, you've been around. But to name it after, and that's the kind of impact that Renee had for women, for the girls' sports in Title IX. And as she said when she was here, and she lived it as a student athlete at Ball State as well.
Well, and there's so many things, in the 80s when she first became the head coach here. The girls' coaches didn't get paid near the same amount as the boys' coaches. The girls' coaching staffs didn't have the same number of people as the boys' coaches.
Right.
They didn't play the same amount of games.
Right.
And unfortunately for them, people like her and Jack Campbell and those, because Jack had all daughters, so they're questioning, why is it that the girls have to play all their games on Tuesdays and Wednesdays?
Right.
on school nights and then go home and do homework.
Yeah.
When, the boys get every Friday where you get the big crowd and all that, and it's things that we take for granted, because now the girls' game is so big with the professional sports and all that, but that wasn't always the case.
Yeah. And she, again, you could go 100 different directions with her, but with what she's done just for the program here, when I coach with her, she got the girls to experience basketball from around the state. She treated it like a college program, Wally. Yeah. Our first tournament, every year we play at Penn. It was Penn and South Bend St. Joe, who was really good at the time, us and someone else, but they rotated in. But it was always very good. And then we'd go down and play at the Twin Lakes tournament down in Monticello, where we stayed the night in the hotel. You felt like a big deal, and that's just how she did it. And she did it one way. And I remember clear as day that we were in a sectional game one year against Valpo. And I think it was decided we weren't going to win. But John Goss, the late John Goss, the official of the Hall of Fame, John Goss, looked at her and said, "You're all class." He doesn't have to say that. In a heated, Renee always kept her cool. I was the one over there kicking chairs and yelling and throwing stuff, but she had to calm me down. But she's just one of a kind. And like you said with Coach Turpa, what an example for young couples to be like. I mean, she just.
Well, absolutely.
They both worked a lot, but they were always very helpful whenever anybody needed anything.
Yeah, and Amanda's got to get some. Amanda Allen, as the superintendent here, is who I want to say played basketball probably for Renee when she was here. But you look, we have some people on the school board here in Portage. Jeff Smith, that used to be the athletic director here, and Andy Milletta, whose father was the mayor for a long. There's some Kenny Elwood, the school's attorney. These guys have been around the town and they know a lot about the history. And it's great that they were able to. Sometimes we wait too long to give people these big awards to where they have passed away and they didn't get a chance to walk out there and get their flowers. And I know Coach Turpa was probably embarrassed and didn't feel stupid about the whole thing because she doesn't like the attention or that kind of thing. But looking at Coach Klein down there, it's nice that they were able to name the field Coach Klein Field and he was able to be here.
Correct.
Because they named the baseball field after Kazi and he wasn't. So it's there's a lot of people that have been in this community for a long time that are trying to take things to make the past, something that's as hard as that is to be acknowledged by the people that are the young kids that are here now.
And those guys didn't ask for it. Like you said, Coach Klein didn't ask for it. Coach Turpa didn't ask for it. Just so humble and Kazi didn't. They just came to work for kids and. It was just, like you said, when Dusty Rhodes was here and those guys and Al Kyer, and he was working out all the time. And, so Natalie Utes here. Well, here's Natalie's. It was Indiana All-Star for
the franchise.
Turpa, played at Wisconsin Green Bay. One of the best here at Portage. But, just, a hardworking group of people that were doing whatever they could to keep kids safe and educated and move them along. So, and at that time, as you mentioned, very – competitive in the athletic arena all the way around. I mean, the wrestling rooms, I wouldn't last 3 minutes in there, but
boy, I just think of, that run of guys where you had, Bruce Sheriff, kind of the godfather of the whole thing. And then when Tharp came in and became the head coach and that program just took off with and him and Pendowski and those guys that had that thing rolling, and then Leroy
steps in.
That's been one of the, that's been one of the most consistent, toughest programs that this school's had.
That's something you could
dating back a long, long time.
Long time. So,
and Lev, God bless him. That what an icon he was as a baseball coach here.
If you're from Portage, you have a Tom Lewandowski story.
Yes.
Right. All right, let's get started here in the third quarter. Portage with the basketball down 6 with that little orange backdoor look, but. Was that an extended halftime? Do you think that was a long halftime?
Felt like it.
Felt like an NFL Super Bowl halftime.
See, that's one of the things that Portage has had some success in the half-court offense because Chesterton refuses to go under screens.
Yeah, they're chasing.
And so they're getting curl cut a ton, which, if they got to get some help from the guy defending the screener, he's got to get a flipper on the guy making the curl cut.
Yeah.
Here comes your high-low.
That's kind of a weird. It was like there was supposed to be a dribble handoff there. Kobe's going to give him that three. Kobe with the board.
Yeah, if you're Bryce Kobe, why not?
Yeah.
Prove to me you're going to make it over and over again, and I'll go guard you.
Now they've jump switched that ball screen there. They're going to ball reverse into that reversal, flex that angle, a little weak pass there by Rivera. I think that's 3 or 4 turnovers for him.
Good catch, good finish by Jalen.
Yeah, Jalen, nice look up the floor. They always push the basketball. I've always liked Coach Urban's transition. Yeah, they're guarding that ball screen a little different, looks like, Wally.
Yeah, they're coming out with their shock now, and they're just.
Yeah. Little blocking call on their Schneider. We saw that earlier, they kind of trapped up. But Kobe kind of dribbled right into that trap, and Schneider just didn't move his feet very well.
Yeah, and you're a varsity head basketball coach. You got 3 ways you could play this ball screen, right? And, your philosophy may be, I want to play it this way. We're going to the game, we're going to play it this way. And sometimes that idea gets thrown out the window after you don't execute for the first half.
Right. You always got to, like I said, that's a chess match between coaches. Ransom swing the ball around into Picorni, not settling. I like that. Nice physical move.
And that's a part of his game that he doesn't. He's a really good shooter, but he's athletic. He's long.
Again, it just feels like, and I said it, but it feels like Portage is kind of in the danger zone. I know they're only down 10, but you got to be very careful. Nice little head fake there by Rivera. Runner.
Yeah, I really like Bryce Kobe's game.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just very smooth.
Nice
pass, double.
Nice dump. You got to finish that.
Yeah, you got to finish stronger on that. Good recognition by Bradley, right, to give it back.
Yeah, good look.
Bradley knows at some point you catch it in a post, you're going to get doubled from somewhere. And, knowing that that's going to happen, being able to see it and then throw back at it is something that's a little bit different.
Especially when that cut comes from the top like that.
Yeah, that's not much of an angle.
Yeah. Portage hanging around, 5:40 to go here. Down 10 here in the third. Again, a pretty clean game. Not too many free throws being shot. Here's Rivera dribbling the basketball again. Little hand check there by Ransom. We talked about the physicality of Chesterton, but that is 3 team fouls already on Chesterton.
Yeah, and we got 5 minutes to go in the quarter, and that's, the hand checking or whatever. By this time in the game, we ought to have a feel for how the officials are calling, right? So, and it's so many times it's just, hey, I'm a step slow, and I'm going to try to arm bar a guy to slow him down, when if you just move your feet and caught back up, you'd be all right anyway.
Right. There's that high-low. Nice cut. And one. Basila, I think, was too far under the basket. They tried that charge a little deep.
It's four fouls on Chesterton right now, and what do we play, 8-minute quarters here?
Yeah.
We're about 2.5 into this thing, and they already got 4.
Yeah.
So the rest of the way in this quarter, every time Portage gets fouled, they're going to be shooting free throws.
That helps. That's how you get back in the game when the clock stops. Back to a 7-point game. Porter's picking up a little bit full court. Here's your run and jump, Wally.
Yep.
Almost forced a turnover. It's
stays
Chesterton basketball.
And it's I think if you're Chesterton right now, and you got a guy getting trapped out at half court, and your man is part of the trap, you need to make yourself available.
Yeah.
Get to the middle of the floor, and too many times people drift away and put their hand. Like right now, Bradley needs to come attack because he's unguarded. Go to the rim.
Might have got away with the travel. Foul up top there. Nice drive there.
Kobe says, I don't care if you're 6'7", you're not dunking on me.
Yeah, that was a nice strong move there by Basila. But that you get that trap over there, that's almost you got to get a steal out of. That was like the perfect trap. The ball handler turned his back, and then that's the idea of the run and jump. If you see the ball handler's back, you go trap him.
Yeah, and it's so much easier to play defense when you only have to defend half of it. So once they get the ball out of the middle, that's when their trap game is a lot more effective.
Yeah.
Easier for those help side defenders to rotate to the middle. And if they want to throw a skip pass all the way across, you hope you're athletic enough to go catch it.
Yeah, and again, and I'm sure that's something Coach Urban prepped on. Because that's Portage's meat and potatoes there.
Yeah, a lot of teams trap and take away the middle. Well, Portage traps, they take away the middle and the reversal and make you, do you have a guy wide open? Yes, but he's 3 passes away, and that's easier. That's easy to do on paper or on a chalkboard, not so much when.
You want to try to deny 1 pass away, and they do a really good job of that. You're all going to leave somebody open. I told our kids it's a math game, right? It's 5-on-4 now. Nice patience here by the Portage offense. Nice drive and kick by Moran. That's a good look.
It's again, balanced scoring from Portage. Everybody can score a little bit, and nobody out here is afraid to take a shot.
Now they are going to run and they want to run and jump here a little bit. But still in the dunker spot. Nice. You got to go strong. That's a nice finish there by Schroeder. Might have got away with a foul there, Kobe. Portage trying to hang around. 4 minutes left to go here in the third. 41-33 for Chesterton.
And I always feel like offensively, when you're playing against a team that traps, you can't just catch the ball and wait for them to trap you. You know, that's you can call it a zone defense, I guess, the way that they're trapping. But those defenses are taught 1 pass at a time. So you need to offensively, you need to play 2 passes, 3 passes at a time.
Well, they say 2 passes out of a trap should be a dunk, right? I mean, nice swing 3 by Picorni. He's on his back. Nice block out there by Bryce Kobe.
Yeah, 'cause initially he wasn't over his back, but Kobe did a nice job.
Do you shoot on that one?
No.
On a player control foul like that, you don't shoot.
I would think you should, right? But Van Wagner says we're shooting.
He's trying to figure out who his shooter is.
We could tell him.
It's
I don't
Kobe.
know that he'd listen to us, but we could tell him.
Good fundamental box out there by Kobe real quick.
Well, and the crazy thing is right now, Portage played really good this quarter. Chesterton not so good.
Yeah.
And the lead's still 8.
But
they haven't really closed the gap. But the foul situation is something that's going to play out a little bit here in the fourth quarter.
It could be a factor, if the Portage converts on it.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where getting to the free throw line's big. What's bigger is getting your free throw shooters to the free throw line.
Yeah.
And Bryce Kobe is obviously one of those. So.
Right. Tommy Darnell, who's here, who's helped us. He helped Coach Renee and I, and he's helped Marquette right now. But he gave me the advice a long time ago. How do you get your free throw percentage up? You get the right shooters to the line, right? You get your good shooters to the line. Everybody's got a good shooter. You got to get them the ball. Is out. Hello again.
Yeah, and if you're Chesterton right now, Chesterton fans are saying, well, it's 5 fouls to 1. But if you're Chesterton, you're not doing anything to get fouled. You're shooting 3-pointers.
Yeah, and Portage is more attacking right now without the basketball. 6-point game, 3 minutes ago here in third. Chesterton slowing down a little bit.
We got a set play going here. There's your little Iverson cut. Nice pass.
Nice little fade there. Little screen, little fade cut.
And that's 4 of Chesterton's last 5 shots have been threes.
Yeah. You've seen it. How long has Kobe kind of drag his pivot, but how much has that 3-point line changed the game? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I really don't know if it's for the better. I think it's good for the TV ratings, but I don't know.
No, and I remember when I first started coaching, when we got that line down at the middle school, and everybody that walked in the gym picked up a ball and refused to shoot anything that wasn't a 3-pointer, because it was fun.
Right.
This is where 3, and then back up farther. It's different. It's
again, but across the board, free throw percentages are down. Nice little timeout here by Urban.
What it does is it lets teams with bigs. This is what I think was one of the early changes where, you didn't have to go guard guys on the perimeter when it was only worth 2. Mm-hmm. So you could double team and sag in the lane and sit back there. And if you had a big, that big was taken out of the game.
Yeah, now you got those stretch 4s, though. They'll step out and shoot it. Well, 2:30 here to go here in the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back here. Region Sports Network, Portage High School. At Chesterton 41, Portage 35, 2.5 left to go in the third. You're watching Chesterton Trojan basketball on the Region Sports Network, presented locally by George's original gyro spot. Gyro? I don't know.
Gyros.
They're good. They are delicious. A Gyros spot in Chesterton. George's, now I'm saying George's. George's Gyro spot. Check on the menu online at georgesgyrospot.com. I probably have that menu memorized, so I really don't need the menu. Chesterton comes out here a little high-low. Portage pick up their defensive pressure. Nice seal there by Ello.
Yeah, when you get it that deep, you got to get a score.
Yeah, and you got to get him the ball. But you got to get it. You got to get a foul or a shot or both. Or both.
And when you get it that deep.
Yep.
We're working that hard to get you the ball that close to the basket. We need to get rewarded somehow.
Yep. So Ello's going to go to line for two. Fouls on Portage is Cameron, his second. Short with the first. Pokorny coming back in the ball game, along with Brody. Is it Alicia? Alicia. The depth. You're just talking about that depth you're talking about.
Yeah.
Ello short with both. They're going to call a foul over the back on Alicia again. Bryce Kobe's going to come down and shoot two.
And once
you
again,
got a 6-point ball game, Wally.
And Bryce Kobe's is going to come shoot two more.
Hey, why not?
And that's one of them. You know, that's Tommy's young, right? And he's going to learn we're better with you on the floor than sitting next to the coach.
Yeah.
So we don't need to go over a guy's back 86 feet away from the basket.
Right.
On a rebound that he clearly has.
Yeah. Kobe finishes the first. Yeah. We talk about that all the time about people being the youngest assistant coach in the state if you're getting foul trouble. Need a 14-year-old assistant coach with 3 fouls in the first half. Finishes the second. You got a 4-point ball game here, Wally. Portage just hanging around, picking up the pressure full court. Oh, I think he threw the bounce pass on the out-of-bounds line. Nice draw. It's a charge. Yes, it was. Ransom a little bit out of control. You got to see that, like you said, and go off 2 feet or do a little Euro and cross up. And I mean, Kobe was set up pretty early there.
Yeah, and that's third or fourth one that Portage just took tonight.
Yeah.
So that'll be something that when they're watching the films tomorrow, they'll be super excited about.
Yeah, Kobe was, like I said, he was set up nice and early there. Chance to break it a one-possession game here. Look at that ball pressure. There's a foul on Ello. There it is again. It's getting Portage right back into this ball game.
And that's one of those things that I talked about before the game. You know, Chesterton's got the height advantage, but those bigger kids are guarding guards, and when we're trying to trap those dribble handoffs right now, you have a post player matched up against a guard, and Chesterton's picked up 3 reach-in fouls in the same spot in this quarter.
Yeah, and it's almost, and it's not Urban's nature, but it's almost like you play man-to-man, but play inside the three-point line. Yep. Let Portage do their handoff stuff and make him come to you rather than chasing him around. Makes it a 2-point ball game. Moran knocks down both. Good hands there by P.J. Brown making this inbound pass tough. Again, this is Portage's strength.
Yeah, and this is.
Now you kind of wait off as long as you could to use it.
And you know, this is where Chesterton not having T.J. Ray, that veteran point guard that can settle the ship. But, you know, the flip side, another one.
It's another charge. He's out of control with the basketball. That's after the pass. You've got to stop, get control, jump stop. Moran's kind of holding his back there. That's just the details. It's kind of a sloppy offensive play. Portage running a little horn set. Moran to Brown from the three. That was big there. You could have taken the lead if you're Portage.
Chesterton been on a bit of a drought here offensively.
Yeah, again, it's hard when you, I don't know, Basila for three. Portage will take him shooting that three all night.
And he's had some games where he's shot the three pretty well. Sometimes I feel like his shot's a little bit flat. I don't know. You know, the big guy shoots the three and everybody in the gym's going, what are you doing out there? But that's part of his game.
Yeah. I say that all the time about Dikembe Shaw.
That's a great.
Nice finish there.
Great rebound, great finish.
Yep. I say that all the time with Dikembe Shaw. Then I hear a podcast saying how he's going to be a perimeter player in college. I'm like, if I'm Coach Swan, I get him in the paint right now. Look at the Portage defensive pressure.
Yep. And they're
coming from behind.
This is kind of how they play. You know, they score in bunches.
Nice hands.
They get excited right now. The momentum has definitely jumped on the side of the Portage faithful right now.
Yeah, the energy's tilting toward that bench right now on the north end of the court. See if Coach Urban wants to hold him for one shot here. About 20 seconds left to go. 41-41 tie. Porter's going to trap. We got 2 team fouls. Picorni from left wing, long.
See, what they do is they make you play faster than you want to play.
Yep.
Because I'm sure there's no way that Herb wanted that shot taken with 15 seconds.
Right. You make him shoot. You kind of dictate where the shot's coming from, too.
Yep.
Got the rebound. Brown got the rebound and threw it out of bounds on the outlet. Chesterton with the ball, 11.4 left.
Switch into their 1-3-1.
Jump ball. Stays Chesterton. 8 seconds left here in the fourth now. And Chesterton does not look.
No, and this is what Chesterton does. What Portage does is that, you know, now they're in there straight up 1-3-1 and they're trapping all over the place, but you got to identify that or do that.
Yeah, Picorni comes off a ball screen on top for a three. Puts Chesterton up 44-41 here at the end of the third. But as you mentioned, I think the momentum is definitely swinging Portage's way.
Yeah, and that was a big shot. I mean, to hit one at the buzzer. If this was on TV, they'd be reviewing that right now. But
we're going to take a quick break there at the end of the quarter. You're watching Game Night in the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Portage basketball here at the beginning of the fourth, down 3. Conclusion of tonight's game, we have some awards to give out. The Crowell Lantern Man Superhero of the game, the Boilermaker 374 Blue Collar Play of the game, and our Proud to be Union Play of the game. We'll have those coming up in a little bit. Probably yet to be decided here, Wally.
Yeah, that's Katie Schneider getting a hand on a three-pointer there off of P.J. Brown.
It's kind of weird that Chesterton was almost expecting the trap there. Just never came.
It's tough sometimes when you're bringing the ball up and trying to identify the defense.
Yeah. Watts from the deep three in the right corner. 6-point game now. Good start here if you're a Chesterton fan in this fourth quarter.
Picked up the defensive effort a little bit here.
There they have. Nice back cut by Kobe. Didn't finish inside. Schneider. Still by Moran. Brown didn't finish. Kobe didn't finish. Kobe again is fouled on the rebound putback.
And that's one of those where you're saying, okay, the official on the baseline are we going to call a reach in?
Yeah.
Because then the middle guy now comes in and calls that with 5 people jumping up and down.
Yeah, it's hard to know.
Coach Urban's trying not to blow a gasket right now.
It's early for the Urbanometer.
Coach Klaus has only got a moderate, about level 5 red face of anger right now.
Yeah, he puts his paces in on the base on the sideline there.
It's a big game, two communities that touch each other. They obviously in the same conference, play all the time.
Yeah. Kobe finishes for both ends of the free throw, 47-43. Chesterton, Portage picking up. Yeah, they've turned this into a nice little rivalry, haven't they? Like I said, a big crowd here tonight. Nice. Oh, Moran called in for the reach. Again, a game that hasn't been a lot of fouls, especially on the Portage sideline. It's hard to tell from here if that was clean or not.
Well, the official definitely was had the view, being right there.
Right there. The Portage, you just wonder where the trap's coming from, Wally. Here comes Moran. Yeah. You got trapped there, too. You got to cut off that sideline. Nice work off 2 feet there by McCorney.
Good body control.
Yep. Make it a 6-point game. Portage pushing the ball off the sideline, turn it over. 6:30 left in the fourth. Chesterton's up 49-43.
It's felt like several times in the game where Chesterton can make one basket, kind of extend the lead a little bit.
Yeah.
Portage keeps coming back.
Keep hanging around, man.
Both teams kind of, scoring bunches a little bit.
And that's impressive. And I know Chesterton's mentioned Ray, but Portage being without their leading scorer is pretty impressive to be hanging around this ballgame.
Absolutely.
So it's like they're playing a little keep away. A little 5 out. Well, we got the dunker spot. Basila in the post. Looking to give it up and repost again. Portage Coach Klaus is holding up a red card.
So they're going to trap the next down pass. There it is.
Brown's going to attack. Again, they're going to. Urban is just fine playing a little keep away here. Into Basila. Opposite. I love the diagonal pass.
Yep.
Schroeder's not even looking to score like he did earlier. Foul by Brown on McCorney. Yeah, this is where Chesterton, it's kind of like death by 1,000 cuts. They will hold the ball.
Yeah, there's about 4 or 5 times there where I thought somebody was going to pull a 3.
Yeah. And Schroeder didn't even look at the rim. He caught it a few times where he shot it in the first half. He's not even looking right now.
See, and it's nice, Caden Schneider up at the top here, being 6'8".
There's your possible play of the game. That's a nice little look to that dunker spot, which they took it literally, and Basila with the one-handed jam.
Klaus isn't going to let it get away here. Now
he's going to try. You got a full timeout. Yeah, see again. It's kind of are we going to break? Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Night in the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 1998, customers have enjoyed Chicago dogs, Italian beef, burgers, Polish, and of course the gyros, all from the original George's Gyro Spot in Chesterton. Located at 325 North Calumet Road, George's Gyro Spot prides itself on fast, friendly service at affordable prices. Open 7 days a week, George's Gyro Spot offers dine-in or carry-out. To place an order, call 219-926-5435 or go to georgesgyrospot.com to check out their menu and to place your online order. The original George's Gyro Spot.
Welcome back here to Portage High School. Chesterton is up 51-43 on Portage. Quick timeout there by Coach Klaus. They don't want to, as you mentioned, I think Portage gets caught up in shooting after one pass, especially when you're trailing. And there's no such thing as a 8-point shot. You gotta slowly chip away at this.
Yeah, and as much as it feels like, there's a lot of 5:20 left in the game. So
long way to go. Nice little slip there by Kobe. Handoff to Brown on top. Chesterton Schroeder's did a really good job of keeping the ball in front.
Cameron was a big three.
Cameron, big three, keeps him within 5 here with 5 left to go. Chesterton's kind of slowing the ball down and playing keep away. Moran looks like he's coming up the trap. The dunker spot again, and one. Finish.
Really good catch and a nice attack. There wasn't much of a passing lane to get the ball there, but for Malachi, that's a good catch and a good finish by Bradley.
Yeah, and we've talked about all night, when you let people dribble between the elbows, that's really causes a problem.
Yep, and it doesn't matter what defense you're playing. When the other team gets the ball in the middle of the floor, you got to guard both sides, and it's just...
Yeah, when you have to help up, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
Portage again down 8 that quickly. Dribble handoff here. Moran on top to Cameron. Kind of stagnant right now, Wally.
Yeah, and Chesterton's still trying to get out and overplay the passing lanes, and a little hesitant to throw these backdoor passes.
The back
here.
doors and the curls are open if they keep attacking. Colby goes in and gets fouled on the drive. Going to shoot 2.
That's what he does.
Especially to his left, right?
Yeah, that's what he does. He's a nice player.
6'3" sophomore. He's got a bright future.
Yeah, he does. And he's a gym rat guy, and he's only going to get better.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Gym rat, and he's been doing it a long time. He plays pretty high level AAU basketball.
Yeah, I think those guys are Darius Garland now. I think they play with that organization.
That New Balance organization, I believe. Yeah. Knocks down his second. 6-point ball game. 4:20 here left to go in the fourth. They're in a half-court trap look here. He traveled. I didn't see it. I really didn't see that. But Watts traveled as he was trying to get the ball down. Down to that dunker spot again. Hewig coming back in for Schroeder. Playing on might be a little offense-defense here, right? I mean, maybe he can drive around him or not so quickly around Hewig. Portage puts the ball down 6. Klaus has got the clipboard in hand. I don't know if that means the timeout's coming. Nice step through by Moran.
Wow.
4-point ball game. That's a little old school playground move there.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Half-court trap look by Portage.
Extending that 1-3-1 now to about three-quarter court.
Yep.
You throw that pass again, that's getting picked off for a layup the other way.
Also, there's a little sloppy there.
Yeah, it's one of those things that move your feet, come to the pass, and that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Got to meet the pass. He's wow.
Well,
back to him. You got to cover that dunker spot, too. Nice attack there.
Yeah, and it's a really good post slide by Bradley.
Right. He took the defense with him, took the trapper with him. Portage down 6, 56-50.
There's so many times in high school, these guys down on the block, when their guards dribble, penetrate, they don't slide to the, don't understand where they should slide. And
yeah, they kind of become
simple
standstill.
Right, simple rule, right? If the guy drives lower than you, slide up the lane. If he drives higher than you, slide out to either the short corner or the other side. And
it's a nice little set play there by Portage. Good defense by Picorni.
Nice help and recover there with Bradley and Picorni.
Yep. Kobe right wing, down 6. No hurry yet. 3 minutes left to play. Nice little intermediate jumper. Kobe with the board, pulls it down. He's in the corner.
Allowing teams to get offensive rebounds to kill you.
Back to Rivera. I think Rivera's kind of struggled tonight.
Well, and it's a lot of his game is based upon defense and transition baskets off the press. And
Kobe with the corner elbow jumper. Priscilla, he's got to go up with the ball.
I think that's going to be his 4th.
Who's that on Brown?
I think it's Moran. Yeah, Moran.
Yeah, Moran. Priscilla's got to go up, catch and go. Kind of hesitated there.
Yeah, I think in his head.
You going to call that shooting, or is it on the ground? Yeah, you called it on the ground. There's a big debate there. Cameron coming back in for Portage, but that some officials this year, there was kind of a point of emphasis, the gather thing. If they're gathering to go up with the basketball and score, that you would make that a shooting foul. Baseline out of bounds for Chesterton. 4-point lead. About 2.5 left to play here in this ball game. Trapping on the left wing. Wow, nice job dribbling out of that. He attacked the rim, got a little out of control. Ransom, though, did a great job getting out of the trap, but you didn't need that layup.
Yeah, and so what Chesterton's doing here against this 1-3-1 is they're in their normal 2-1-2 set, but they're having that high post pop out here to the wing, and it's difficult for Portage because you got to trap in 3 spots on that one side.
Yeah, that's hard to do. Portage methodically on the sideline here. Kobe wants the ball. He's in the right wing, gives it to Cameron, a little sloppy. I think he's going to run a special set. Gotta be strong with the basketball if you're an Indian here. 2 minutes left to play. Chesterton up 4, right sideline. Portage basketball.
So Moran's been aggressive today with the ball in his hand. And Kobe's got that knack of getting to the free throw line, so I'm assuming that Portage is going to want to run through them.
Yeah, Kobe's got to end up on this right wing then because he's really good going with his left.
Yeah.
That's a good drive there by Moran. He finished. Had to switch to his left hand there. Should have probably just stayed with his right hand and went strong. Chesterton's going to pull the ball out. Picorni drive. Finish with the right hand.
And so many times people drive in and anticipate the help to come, and they don't have the wherewithal to, finish and get that layup, and that's it's a good read by him.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break with them. You're watching Game Night in the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air.
Welcome back here to Portage High School, Region Sports Network. 1:36 left to play. Chesterton's up 6, 58-52. You're watching Region Sports Network coverage of high school boys basketball on YouTube, Region Sports, Facebook.com, Region Sports Nation, and RegionSports.com. We got a busy day tomorrow too, right? Are you working tomorrow? You're not working tomorrow. I think I'm going to LaPorte to cover a couple.
CP, Andran.
Yeah. I think Andran might have their hands full with Bremen, but Crown Point's got a chance.
Who they play?
I don't know. Let me think. Moran brings it up. I know Valpo plays Northridge. Crown Point plays Penn. Sorry, Penn. That's going to be a tough ball game. Penn's got some really nice freshman guards. Little blocking call there on Picorni. You got to be careful. They kind of flirt with danger on the sideline. They do a lot of work on the sideline, the Portage offense right now. 1:20 to go, 58-52 Chesterton.
Try to run a set play here off the inbounds.
Back to Moran. Nice strong. Ooh. Lost the ball going up. Picorni left wing. Down to Basila. He's going to kick it out, play it safe maybe. Little right baby hook. 60-52 Chesterton. Moran brings it up the left wing. Back to Cameron.
Moran has beaten people off the dribble the last 2 possessions, but
can't finish in the rim.
Nice pass.
Back to Cameron. Timeout, Portage.
Nice pass.
It's a 30-second timeout. We'll stick around. See if Portage, you get a little full denial here. What do you think? Full denial, then run and jump trap?
Yeah, probably work hard here to get a steal off the inbounds, and if you don't get it, then trap it somewhere.
Yeah, you also probably want to decide who you want to foul and send to the line. The next foul is going to be a free throw attempts for the Trojans, so you kind of decide, all right, we want to let this guy get the ball so we can foul him.
My guess is right now in the Portage timeout, one of Coach Clout's assistant's jobs right now is looking at free throw percentages. Giovanni Gonzalez right now looking at Chesterton's stats.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out who we need to foul.
Yeah, stats and analytics guy. Giovanni's a good one. Assistant or head coach for girls program for a long time. Coach Kretz on the staff as well with Coach Veman. So it looks like a little 1-3-1. I think it's a 1-3-1, but they deny their front. I kind of like that idea. 1-3-1 trap. You got to cut off that sideline, though. That's what you give up. There's your
diagonal pass.
The diagonal pass. You're kind of that weak side wing has got to drop and cover that dunker. But like you said, when you have that third person on that side, it's hard to deny all three. Moran drives and Basila looks like more with the body.
Well, it's one of those things too where when they extend their 1-3-1, those traps got to run a long way, and Logan Picorni, being a veteran, being athletic, is able to split it before it gets there.
Yeah. They did a good job of beating it up the sideline. As I said, the Portage defender got beat up the sideline, which you cannot do in a trap situation.
Yeah, well, you can't get beat off the dribble and you can't foul, right? Because we're already wasting 2 defenders on the guy right now.
Right. Did miss the second, so he split. Picorni with the board.
I think we're going to start getting some fouls here.
Yep. So Watts is going to go to line to shoot 2. It's hard when you're in this position. You're kind of rolling the dice.
Yep. And I think if you're Portage, you didn't win, but I think this is the first game that they've played without Carter. And roles are going to change now.
Yeah.
And not just roles in general, but roles at the end of quarters and at the end of games and in possessions where you really need to get a shot off. Different guys are going to have to do that, because that's what Carter Kobe brought to the team, was the ability to beat people off the dribble and get to the rim
and finish.
And I think Moran was more aggressive offensively tonight than he maybe has been in a couple games. And he's definitely quick enough to get by people.
Right. Ball's kicked up the sideline. Ball was tipped by the defender. 11.1 seconds left to go here. 8-point lead for the Trojans. Rivera on the top, a little crossover. Left-handed jumper, a little flat. Picorni with the board. Basila wants one more dunk. And that'll do it. Final, Chesterton 65, Portage 55.
Jalen Watts telling him right now, hey,
we don't do that.
He didn't realize how much time was left.
Yeah, says he couldn't hear it. But
that's Bradley saying, my bad, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's hard to teach a kid to not be aggressive, right? We will take a quick break. We'll put some awards together, and we'll come right back here to finish this one up. You're watching Game Night in the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, my name is Mark Macknick. I'm the owner of Mark Macknick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently. And then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Macknick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, "Wow, this is awesome." It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. It's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland, and ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is For your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Regent Sports mainly because I get a lot of feedback, especially on the high school level. A lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Regent Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Regent Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.
Welcome back to Regent Sports Network. Final for us here tonight, Chesterton 65, Portage 55. We have some awards to hand out. First one is our Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Have offices open from 9 to 7, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. Wally, who'd you go with for our Superhero of the Game here tonight?
Well, Chesterton senior Logan Picorni. I mean, he didn't score 30 points, but he split traps, he played defense, he got rebounds, he hit threes, he had a good floor game. He's super athletic.
Yeah. I thought he played like a senior. You know what I mean? Played with some urgency.
And especially when, that they'd get a little bit of lead and Portage would then cut it back. He seemed to be the one that always kind of righted the ship and got him into a good possession. So good floor game for him today.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, a poise guy. He's a guard you want on your team come sectional time.
Yeah, and he's he never seems to get rattled, whether he's shooting well or sometimes when he's not hitting his shots, but he defends all the time.
Yeah.
And he's longer than you think.
Right.
For a kid that's not very big, he got his hand in a passing lane a couple times against the press and big part of the win.
And he I bet he's stronger than he looks as well, isn't he? So congrats to Picorni for our Crowell Company Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Now for the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Play of the Game. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Wally?
I think for Portage today, the guy was none other than Bryce Kobe. I mean, he did a really good job of getting to the line, making his free throws. He contested shots against a much bigger post player. He was battling down there for rebounds. And I think give credit to Portage. All their kids played really hard, and they've learned how to play with a height disadvantage. And, I doubt they even talk about it anymore because it's just, we are who we are, and then you play.
Yep.
But, yeah, Bryce Kobe is and he's definitely going to be somebody, as is Moran, that's going to have to pick up some of the offensive slack because, Carter's 20 points a game's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah, and it's not going to come from one person.
No.
It's going to be 5 here, 10 here.
Yep.
But I thought Bryce was a great pick for our Blue Collar Player of the Game. And finally, our Proud to be Union Play of the Game. To find out how you can become a union iron worker, visit ironworkers395.com. What do you think for our Player of the Game, Wally?
Well, I think he had a couple tonight, but I think that one towards the end, that dunk by Bradley Basilla off the diagonal pass from Picorni was pretty nice. Kind of put the nail in the coffin and seal the win here for Chesterton. Those are demoralizing.
Yeah.
Right? When you're trying to trap and, you end up getting beat, you get a trap split. And he was a problem today.
Yeah.
And I do think, to be honest with you, I thought Portage did really well against him for most of the game. But
yeah.
He's a problem with his length.
He's a strong kid, too.
He is, and he's only going to get bigger. He's a baby. Oof. Yeah, he's a sophomore. So it'll be fun to see what kind of player he is in 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, as is a lot of these guys.
No kidding.
Geez, both
You're
teams.
Looking at the
3 seniors between the 2 rosters.
Yeah, you're good. That's what it makes you a little bit, more patient with the group, is that they're going to be back again next year. So.
For Portage, this is their 3rd in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to obviously a really good Crown Point team that, there's no disrespect in that. Crown Point's beating the heck out of everybody, and then they. During the South Bend Adams game, which is a close game at the time, they lose their best offensive player, so you're scrambling there, and then this is a tough matchup today because it's a team that's going to be really organized and do a pretty good job against your adjusting defenses. So Portage is 16-3. They got 4 games to go heading into the tournament. I think the draw comes out maybe this week.
I think this Sunday, yeah, about 5 o'clock.
So I think they got one. I think everybody's got one more conference game. I know Chesterton plays Valpo.
Portage has LaPorte.
Portage and LaPorte. And then they get a couple of non-conference games, and then we see what the sectional is. And like you said earlier in the broadcast, Valpo could beat anybody, Chesterton could beat anybody, Portage could beat anybody, and Hobart is having a better, quietly if you're a Duneland person because you're not really focusing on it. But, Hobart beat Valparaiso, which I don't. That doesn't happen a lot.
No, and Maryville got their point guard back, so they've won 2 in a row.
Yeah, the Maryville Portage game was a last-second shot.
Right.
So I think it's fun, the fact that all those sectional games are going to be worth going to watch. It's not like, some years where you got a real dominant team like, on paper Crown Point is, everybody's writing them into the regional right now, and in our sectional it's not going to be that way. It'll be you're going to have to show up that week and stick 2, potentially 3 games together in order to win that thing.
Yeah, it comes down to matchups too, right? I mean, size, like you mentioned, size and speed and all that. So,
yeah, you've coached high school basketball for such a long time, and it's just random sickness.
Yeah.
At school, at the end of the week at school, I had tons of kids that were out that they were sick, and you never know who's going to get sick on a Tuesday night and miss a sectional game. And
right.
Got to stay healthy, got to make grades, all those things go into it. And
little things that the normal population don't really think we worry about, but we worry. Sometimes you don't want to check your email or answer your phone, right?
Oh, yeah, you're afraid every time the phone rings.
Yeah.
All right, who did something stupid today?
No, yeah, who's going to be? So to wrap things up here, Wally, anything at the end here? I enjoyed it. Thanks, man. I had a good time.
Thank you. It was the first time we got a chance to work together. It
Yeah.
was, awesome night here with naming the court after Coach Turpa. I mean, that was a really neat thing. She did a great job speaking at halftime. She's one of those people that is easy to like and easy to root for, and so I think you're always happy when you see good things happen to good people, and she's as good as they come. So kudos to the Portage School Board, administration, and superintendent's office, and all the people that were involved in coming up with that idea, and that's it's a fitting thing. Klaus's team's 16-3 right now, so I'm sure they're not happy. You're never happy after a loss, but they're 16-3 right now. They got a lot still to play for. They got a sectional that's winnable. I truly believe that that's what Klaus would think. Hey, we can go win this thing. And Urban's in the same boat. This is a sectional that's winnable, and that'll make for a fun tournament.
It's going to be a fun week. It's at Chesterton, so that helps the Chesterton people. But
what I wish we
this
had?
is the first game we talked about real quick. Was this is their first loss in Portage in about 2.5 years, isn't it, for the boys basketball team? So just thought about that. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I want to say, I think in the year 2025, Portage was 25-2 and then was undefeated all the way through this year. They were like 40-2 in the year 2025, which is crazy. And it's a credit to the kids in the program and the coaching staff here, and that they have they've turned things around here, and the expectations now are higher. The excitement's higher. It's good to see some student section here, and that we had a pretty packed gym today. A lot of Chesterton people came as well. I wish at the sectional, and I don't know if you remember this, but when we were little, and we used to go to the Valpo sectional all the time, and they brought the barbershop quartet in to sing the national anthem on the first night. We got to talk to Jeff Hamster and Tommy Berry over at Chesterton and see if we get that. We got to get something.
Where were we at? I think it was at Valpo. A couple for the sectional, girls sectional. They had this baritone in from Chicago. This dude was like the guy from the Blackhawks. I can't think of his name, but unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that's
it adds to it, man.
And hosting a sectional is tough.
Oh,
I remember we had years when I worked here where we hosted the sectional, and your team happens to lose on the first night, and then you got to find workers for 4 days to come back and watch other people celebrate and do that. And it's it's a weird time of year, especially for the seniors, right? The emotional this second semester senior year is an emotional roller coaster for a lot of these kids as they, are growing up and looking for independence and, worrying, they got 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out. And basketball-wise, it's just like any sport. Nobody wants to go into that locker room thinking this is the last time I'm ever going to put on a Portage jersey or Chesterton jersey or whatever it would happen to be. So the sectionals are fun. It brings out the effort. It brings out the crazy.
Mm-hmm. There's going to be some upsets.
Yeah, and I can't wait. I'm excited for the draw to come out, give us something to talk about. But, we still got a couple weeks, and I know here at RSN we're going to cover, a lot of games here over the course of the next couple weeks. And big day tomorrow, right? Girls regionals. We got wrestling tournament going on, so there'll be broadcast tomorrow. That if you're sitting at home and want to watch some, we got local teams playing. Michigan City Marquette's still in it. Valpo's still in it. Andrean's still in it. Crown Point's still in it. There's a lot of local teams still playing in the regional, and I'm sure there's more that I forgot. And by no means am I trying to slight anybody.
No, I think you've got it. It's just a fun time of the year, man. With the boys tournaments getting started, girls about halfway done, and
and then you throw in the wrestling tomorrow too. I mean, this is Northwest Indiana is a really good pocket of wrestling. We got some great wrestlers. A lot of kids that are looking to make noise at the state meet and looking to medal, and some teams that are really good. And that sport's unlike all the rest.
Yeah, there was a podcast. I don't know if you caught it. I saw a little bit of on social media about a lot of the 219 guys came back and talked, and it was Leroy and Pendowski and a lot of those people. From all around the country now. Micic from Hanover. Now he's down in Los Angeles training.
Yeah.
And they all got their own stuff going, but it all comes back to the 219 here, the region here, and it's known worldwide that if you come from the region and you wrestle, you're probably a pretty tough dude.
Yeah, and I heard a guy say one time about that it's a fraternity or a brotherhood. Well, and not now, right? It's a fraternity / sorority now of. You walk through the mall and see a guy on the escalator that's got a big old cauliflower ear on him, and he's been through some of the same stuff that you have.
Right.
And we've been fortunate in Northwest Indiana to have a lot of really good programs and really good coaches, and it takes a different kid to go out on the spotlight with just you and somebody else. And,
I love it.
And
no excuses.
No, it's
me and you, man. Who's going to quit?
Yeah, so we wish all the local guys luck here this weekend, and the local basketball team certainly, if they win, I would assume that the broadcast will keep coming as they go. So
yeah, we'll follow them as long as we can. We've been down to Indianapolis the last couple of years doing boys or girls, and just a great experience and a great fun journey. So some thank yous real quick for our management team: executive producer Chris Ramirez, operations manager Rich Castillo, out coordinating producer Zach Miller, sports director Mike Dewan, myself Doug Nelson, and Wally McCormick. Again, I enjoyed it. Thanks, Wally.
Thank you.
Producer Zach Miller, camera.
The legend, Zach Miller.
There's none better. Justin Cole, he was scampering around with that interview as well. Great job to him. Coaches, Mark Urban from Chesterton, Coach Klaus from Portage. Athletic directors, Jeff Hamstra from Chesterton, Brett St. Germain from Portage, and the viewers out there on YouTube, region/regionsports.com, Facebook's /Region Sports Nation, IHSA Championship Network, and regionsports.com. Thank you all. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Be safe.